gold. But I am also mining gold, and I have almost enough to make that stupid table. I could pull up a couple of floors and I'd probably have enough materials for it. I ended up putting silver and shit in here. What I might do is, as much as I'd like to put gold in here because it's giving them the extra, get rid of that, right? And let me pop silver tile. I know it's not the same kind of thing, right? But I have a lot of silver right now, and it will at least seal the floor in these rooms. And later on, when I have more gold, I can come and fancy up this room, or I can just put a shit ton of jade statues. We can think about that kind of thing later when I pull up all this gold. I should have enough for somebody to want to build the statue, hopefully. Whoops, that's not quite where I want that to be. Get rid of that one. So yeah, if I have all this materials, which I've got 8,800 silver. So I should be fine to make this because I definitely have a fuck ton of steel. If this needs steel, which I think it needs steel. Hang on a ticket. Do you need steel for this floor? No, you just need silver. I've got enough silver in this colony for this kind of business. And then it means that the floor is then sealed. Although it does look like we're missing a bit of floor there, so I'll come back to that. Don't you mew at me, tiny squeaky little kitten. I don't even know where you are. Somewhere. Sometimes I'm just like near enough to an animal and it will just make like a tiny little squeak. I won't quite be ready for it. Now, I don't actually know if silver tile brings up like the room that much, if it even brings it up at all. Kind of just dabbling a little bit with it realistically, but I have got currently gold on the floor, so if somebody wants to pull that up, fine. I'll get this on these extra spots. This should help keep it a tiny bit cleaner. Autosave now is not the minute to do that. There we go. And I think that side's good, that side's good. I think we're good over there and everywhere else. You expect silver floors to be fancy. That's my logic, right? If I look at this, it's like futuristic royal look. Silver tiles fit perfectly into luxurious rooms. They're quick to clean and get bonus cleanliness. Silver tile will bring up the wealth, but also really good for keeping it clean. Yeah, so that was my logic. See, I wanted to dunk gold tile in here because it would negate any amount of dirtiness, hopefully. So it would say, because this has still got gold in it at the moment. So it's extremely impressive, luxurious, spacious, pretty, and sterile and stuff, right? It's mostly clean because it is actually mostly clean for the moment. But if I was to grab their perspective, and this is 2.7, 2.5, 3, 2.7. So I have got a couple of statues. These statues over here are doing wonders. I've got a statue behind lean, so it's not lean that's giving us like 23, just ignore that. And yeah, if I can replace some good chairs, if like the floor, they don't really super love the floor, and they don't super love the, I'm guessing, the nutrient paste machines, but it's not going to give us as much. I can kind of have a look over here. We have got it under the floor here. So I think these are all silver, I'm pretty sure. So they're going to give us about a 4. If they're not dirty, it should give us a room wealth of 4, which means when they're in one of these rooms, they should really like it. That's the point. Like this, unbelievably impressive, very luxurious, very spacious, very beautiful, and it's dirty. Because it is. They just had a fucking wedding in here. So yeah, after I get somebody to clean this, it'll be clean. But yeah, most of the rooms, I'm trying to there's a bit of gold in the center there. I can replace that. I already replaced the other spots, but I've got one central bit. I had gold underneath these bits as well, you know. Also, floors in general are a great way to increase wealth, especially if you carpet. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, is most of our cloth at the moment is in carpets everywhere. Hey, Hopsy Flopsy. I saw your message just at the end of stream yesterday where you just barely missed it. So yeah, this is my usual stream time. Welcome in. This is also my usual colony. Emmy's got malaria. That's fine. She'll be probably fine. Maybe. But, yeah, as for like the colony wealth, I'm not trying to so much bring up the colony wealth as much as give them just luxurious things. And also, I'm trying to create things that they want to smash when they're upset. Like, I'm trying to get enough gold to make a gold table to replace their prisoner marble table. So they've got that to destroy. I've got jade in here. I'm trying to make some uranium chairs. I'm trying to get them to make a few, like, masterworks, if I could. Realistically, though, it would be far more efficient to make these right next to where the actual storage for, you know, this stuff is. But I've got like a couple of excellent, I'll get rid of the good chairs and that way I've got places to put them. What are you up to today, Hopsy? Let's get that there. So I'll be able to move one of them soon. And in the meantime, because I have a lot of space, I don't want to take away from there. Was it being addicted to Lucky Tower? Oh yeah. I don't know if I build in here if it's going to get rid of their storage space. I'll build a couple. It shouldn't. I want them to make them so that we have excess, because this should be really close to where the stuff is being stored. So if they want to make some of this, I'll install like the really good quality ones, because I don't need uranium for some years yet to come. So yeah. But yeah, I'm trying to give them carpet. I'm trying to give them like fancy floors. The last couple of locations, I just went with like really basic, like one tone, whatever we had the most of. I threw that down as a floor and stuff. Because I'm trying to do like patterns and shit, and trying to give them like research bonuses, like medical bonuses, like cooking sort of bonuses. Mole mate, when you're done consuming a meal, can I get you to do cleaning? And then if you want to go have a rest, I'll get you out here and we can do some gardening, you know. And yeah, since we basically have about 18 days worth of food at this point, we pretty much have winter covered, give or take, because like I'm using like rounded numbers on that and not exact numbers for what we need. Malbro is basically going to have a tantrum because recreationally starved, ravenously hungry. Mate, you're actively eating. I can't be helping you if you're ravenously hungry while you're eating. I understand the feeling. I do get it. I do understand being upset that you have to eat while you're eating because you're hungry. But like, also I love that Pex just slammed their like little plate down on top of it. It's just so great. I hope that he's fine in a minute, because if he can calm the fuck down, then it should really only be Farrell, I think, up the top here. I think that's Farrell. Lou. Okay, well, Lou's got dementia or something, so yeah, Lou's got dementia. And he's got a bad back. I could replace that. I could give you another cochlear implant. Do I have one? I probably don't, because I haven't made stuff for a very long time. Actually I do. Hold on. Yeah, give you that. There we go. He can go get himself an ear. Alice, did you have enough when you polish your plate? And to be like, I feel like, what's that? It's melting inside me, so no. What do you even mean? Hold on a second. Let me reread that, and also let me check on Malboro. Okay, so now he's just recreationally starved. Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, everybody's mostly doing fine. Let me read that again. Being asked, did you have enough when you polish your plate, only to be like, I feel like it's melting inside of me. So no, what do you mean by it melting inside of you? Can you like elaborate on that? Because I'm not familiar with that. Like, yeah, I don't know. As you guys know, like I've got like weird relationship and shit with food, where like when I did my bodybuilding, I had to eat like 7 meals a day, and I hated like constantly eating. And on the flip side, nowadays I like only eat like once a day, and it's such a fucking small meal and stuff. But like sometimes I get it where I'm just like exhausted and I want to eat, but I don't have like the energy, and I hate that I have to like take the time to eat. Also, I'll put a photo in Discord later of what I actually ate after that 12-hour stream on Friday, because I really needed high fatty foods, like high energy fatty foods and shit, and I didn't have any. So I'll wait till you guys see my plate. It was terrible. But yeah, that's what I ate that day. And I also have a spare heater, which I could probably put somewhere. But yeah, my partner ended up boiling up some eggs and got me some salmon and shit later that I could eat. But I ended up, in the last week, I accidentally lost like a lot of weight and I wasn't supposed to. So I have to kind of fix that now. Because, yeah, I don't know if you guys get this, like any fellow streamers, if you experience this. But like the energy drain, the absolute physical, just, I don't know what it is. Sometimes just streaming for like a marathon like that can absolutely just like burn through like all of my energy stores. And like if I'm not eating right for it, like if I'm not eating enough like high energy shit, like I will just accidentally lose weight, which is what happened. But having fast metabolism, so you can sometimes feel myself getting hungry by the second, even if I've only just eaten. My God, I cannot imagine that. I can't imagine like eating and then it making me hungrier. Like there are some foods that are kind of like, you know, you could eat like a lot of it, but I know it's not the same thing. Also, this is our IED trap matrix as well. So yeah. They're mostly all installed. I think they're actually almost all installed. There's a couple up here that's not. Hold on. Where did I see that then? It wasn't that. Did I cancel them? I might have cancelled them. Crap. I'll have to put them back. Okay, I'll have to regrid some of this to put them back. Okay. I might have accidentally wiped them out when we had the mech raid. So yeah, I'll fix this back up. Need some stones. I didn't even notice. I need you guys to bring this back down. I think it's only this section of the field. Whoops. That's fine. I can work with that. I can relate. Even if I don't do massive streams, I will lose weight, but it is mentally exhausting. I actually see it as it is like a mental exhaustion kind of thing. Like, I don't know how many people know this, but your brain uses like quite a lot of like energy, right? And it's normally something that's just kind of like sort of semi-casually like overlooked. But yeah, I think streaming isn't so much about the physical aspect as much as it is the actual intensity of like the brain usage. And the brain usage burns it so much faster, because I get the same thing when I do rigging of my avatar. Because I will also, unless I'm eating right for that, I will also sometimes accidentally lose weight. So like that's why like I've learnt to make like, you know, I'll boil up eggs or I'll like make like a specific meal or something like that. And yeah, it just kind of like keeps it, I don't have to ingest as much, but I'll get more energy and stuff, you know, more like fats and shit. I also kind of like want fatty food, like not greasy. I'm not talking about like oily takeaway type stuff. I'm talking about like just like good fats, like, you know, eggs and fish and that kind of crap. Because I think it's also what my brain specifically wants at that time. Now, I don't know if we're good with all of the grid. I'll just probably have to have a look through. Hold on. I should be able to be safe to get rid of this grid again. Okay, so if we got this crap up here, the only thing I don't know is I might have been missing a couple up here, but this is fine. Kind of. What? Give me a copy of that. Throw that up to there. I don't know if this is going to be in the way, but throw that to there. Same thing with that. Okay, so that will give us a couple across there. Now, let's have a look at over here is going. This looks like this is fine on this side. It's definitely, we're missing a big chunk up there. And this is looking good so far. And down here is looking good. I must have... Okay, so we had a couple of mech battles, right? We had the mech battle that landed down here. We had the mech battle that landed down here. And then we had the one that like came in up here at the same time. Like I said, we have not been attacked for like weeks. What did it... Oh, it counted the marriage ceremony. Okay, well, that's nice. Yeah, so we didn't have that for ages, but I guess we cancelled that out. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'll just put them back. Now that I put the fuckers back, I'm just going to save that so I don't have to do that shit again, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those like unusual things that comes with like streaming and this kind of like stuff that I have never really heard anybody else mention, that when they're streaming that it causes them to like physically lose weight. Like obviously if you're distracted and you're not like snacking or something, like if you're a bored snacker, like you may not necessarily snack because like you're preoccupied or something, or it's too difficult to, like that makes sense obviously. But I'm also talking about like just the general fatigue that your brain uses up all this extra energy and then bam, you know, you step on the scales and it's like, well, shit, you know. Yeah, I think I've got this everywhere I need it to be. Should be fine. And we've still got a couple of animals out the bout. Are you hunting them or are you just out here like cleaning? Because I don't really mind if they're out here cleaning. It's fine. All right, let's see what I can harvest before everything crosses over for winter. We've still got like a few berries on the outside. My people are out here harvesting the wood because we actually don't have anything for them to harvest in base at the moment because they've kind of planted everything. I actually said like a couple of areas like not allowed to go and plant at the moment, which is nice. And yeah, so basically everybody's out here doing shit. Like, we're going to have all this extra wood. We already had like 94,000 wood. Where the fuck is the wood stack? Okay, we're going to have probably roughly 100,000 wood for winter, which is good because we'll go through like 40,000 of it through winter to keep all the fires on throughout the colony. Now, as for the temperature of the colony, it is pretty well managed. Like I said, this is supposed to be an ice cube. Nobody's in here. If they're in here, they're not supposed to be in here. The prison, it's not active. Those two rooms are supposed to be ice cubes. They've got like electrical stuff in it. We're not really using it. And obviously the fridge is supposed to be a cube. So yeah, I could put heaters in here, but I see no point in putting heaters in the storage spaces. Like I can, I just don't want to. That's just like a couple of extra, you know, piles of wood that's going to get used for a space that people are barely in, except for obviously at the moment they're building all these chairs. I probably could have put a heater in here for them. I probably also could have technically built the chairs in here too. But yeah, I didn't. Sorry, why are you walking around bleeding on everything? Because penguin's just following you around. Hand got destroyed. I will also have to find out what organs we have for install. And they're still doing really great with all their fucking statues. Hold on, I can fit another one of these in here. Whatever was in the way has been moved. So that's good. It should be rice by default, I think. I can't remember. If I grab a hydroponic spade that's not attached to anything else as a mystic production, maybe? Hydroponic. I don't want to put this actually anywhere. I'll leave that alone. Okay. I'm assuming it's either going to be potatoes or rice, and either one will be sufficient. I've got a small amount of cotton that's being grown inside. At some point, I'd like to put that back outside. At some point, I'd also like to have like more stuff for like the animals to eat. Like we have this huge section that's currently not being planted. I could have planted it after the blight, but I just chose not to. I grow potatoes in hydro, I believe. I think I've got it in some of them. I've got berries. Hold on, let's find out. Yeah, you can do potatoes, rice, strawberries, hill root. You can't do corn, you can't do chocolate in it, which is a shame because I'd love to have just a hydroponic room of just corn. And I'd love to have like a room of just like chocolate inside. But if I want to do that, I have this room, which I open up in the summer. When we no longer have winter, I'll normally pop the top off this place. And then I'll change this to something that, you know, like corn or chocolate or something like that, that doesn't require it, you know, doesn't require the constant temperature. Potatoes are for shit soil, not hydro. Yeah, but I also want them to have variation of food. So they've got like, they've got a bit of berries, they've got a little bit of rice, they've got a bit of potatoes. We've got a couple of them are growing heel root, a couple of them are growing cotton, so that we can do medicine, and I think that's all I've got for variation and stuff. Also, we're technically making carpet out of the cotton, but that's okay. I just want this to buff them through winter, and I don't want them to just have exclusively rice. Because if we get to a point where everybody's like really malnourished, it's very hard to bounce back. And like they'll get another couple of crops of rice probably pop up before winter. There's like the 14th of September, and it looks like it's kind of late afternoon. So there's not very long until winter. And then, oh no, they did the table. Once they've got, once they've done the, the last harvest, then it's just going to be whatever we have through winter, because unless it's growing in a hydroponic, we won't be able to grow it. Also, I feel like I moved these over like by way too much, which is a bit of a problem. I think I was supposed to only move them over by 1. Yeah. All right. Well, the fuckers are going to move backwards if that's the case. So it's going to be just me installing and uninstalling these fuckers like non-stop. I'm just going to say to these ones, I know it's going to cripple our power for a moment, but if they have it available, I want them to just build a few of them real quick over here. So I know Mark's going over. He looks like he might be going to do stuff. He's going to go cook simple meals. That's fine. Mate, you've got berries in here. You don't have to walk out into the field to go grab fucking stuff. Jesus, mate. So, yeah, we should have a little silver tile everywhere in here soon. And we still have 5,000 silver, so we should be fine with that. Then we had enough extra gold that they made the gold table. The only problem was I was going to grab like a masterwork fucking builder like chimpanzee, but they made it before I was even aware that we had enough gold for it. So it's a normal golden table. Either way, it's still a golden table, which means that when they have a tantrum, they should want to go and break it. So that is the only good thing. And as for like the masterwork chair, if I can put most of like the really expensive shit up here, they should eventually, like when they have a tantrum, they should go and break crap in the prison. Realistically, because the prison is also the place where I want the best shit to be. And eventually I'll also get some fucking floors in here as well. So that's probably what we're gonna do over winter, I reckon. Because we aren't gonna have a lot for them to do outside during winter. Because snow, so no crops. And we do have a patch of cotton up there, but how's our corn going? Corn's going alright. Look like we've got a little patch of it. 66% grown. It's not harvestable yet. It's fine. What about this spot? 66 as well. Alright, well the corn outside will probably die pretty soon. I have kind of said that anywhere that's outside that's too far away, don't replant. Like, that's not replant. This should not be. That shouldn't be. I just need to go check because they shouldn't be replanting anything outside at this point in time. That's been off for a while. I don't have anything else down the bottom here. This is still on for as long as they can reach it because it is just, well, it's berries and stuff. But we had this as rice before. I think I divided it up. That's why we've got like a bit of both. And my cows must have not enough food because they are all the way over here where we are harvesting. So that's an issue. Medical treatment, mates. We'll see who wins. Obviously, let's see, you need an ear, you need a lung. I love how Get's just like, you know what, I really need the jade. So he's just gonna grab that. We made uranium chair, that's masterwork. Good on ya. How's Blue doing? Blue is got a shattered nose. Alright, mate, can you rescue? You know the deal. You punch them up, you take them to hospital. Anywho. So, a masterwork chair has got made. I'm gonna guess it's not that one. That one's a masterwork. I'm trying to swap over some chairs at the moment. And we got a bulk goods trader. So, you guys are Finbun, you guys are the purple. Alright, who's in the area that I can use? I see Labia sneaking away down here. I could use you. Can I get you to go trade with them? And ideally we'll dismiss them again, obviously. Also, how are we going with... we bring all the meat in? By the look of it, we brought all the meat in. Either that or shit ate it. But I think we brought it all in. Need more masterwork furniture. Royalty and ideology, make my pawn, acolyte, and leader, they have very high expectations. yeah, I just like, I get to a point where my colonists have that just higher level of like crafting shit. So eventually we just end up with like a substantial number of like masterworks and shit. Like we had that with the beds. That was why like when we moved, we made a shit ton of beds at the last location here, right? And then when we moved into this place, we took the best beds and then made a bunch of new beds, and we still got like a shit ton of masterworks and shit. Because the people that have got doing construction are really super high level. And if construction's available, such as this, like I just put a couple of chairs around, they're like, fuck yeah, let's go build. And yeah, some of these will turn out masterwork, some of them will be crap. I'll just destroy the ones that are shit. And then like, same with like here, they'll destroy them over time, so some of these will be good instead of being great. Like there's a masterwork. If I find something that somebody's not sitting on, there's an excellent. I normally only keep excellent above. If I have something that is not an excellent, it has been destroyed and has been rebuilt. Same with the hospital beds. We had a lot of excellence and aboves. So like a lot of the colony has like really good shit. The idea is to make them about as happy as they can possibly fucking be, so that they are less likely to tantrum. They have their own personal space, their own private time, their own private like quarters and stuff. Like they can go chill the fuck out if they need to. And yeah, basically everybody's basically happy because of that. And if they're not happy, like it really just depends on what it is. I could get you guys more books, but we're mostly trying to build food, like buy food. I want to get rid of these. You guys haven't worn them. You're not going to use these and you ain't going to smelt them, and I know that. Just go around and replace the lowest quality furniture with better stuff at times until it's really good. I do that occasionally too. Like what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'm trying to make them build a stack of stuff. And I'm just going to eventually replace all the stuff in the prison, right? So it's all like masterworks or about that kind of thing. And then I'll probably start making stuff out of plasteel and go and replace all the other chairs and stuff that are around the place. Like they're also making good statues for the most part, more than anything else. And that is too much. I'm already over the limit with, hold on a second. We'll do that. That'll be fine. They'll give me a bit more silver, and they'll give us some food, and I'll just kick you guys out of here because no, I don't want you to drop it. I want you to tell whoever's in the group to leave. There we go. All right, sweet. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I think we only have Blue left to come visit, and we have so much meat from these particular trades, and also I think that Pink might be eating our meat. Surgery failed on Lou. Mate, I was trying to give you an ear. He's got 6 hours. He'll be fine. He's right next... Well, he's in the thick of the hospital and he's got shit. I don't have to worry about that. We'll come back to it. I think Labia walked... There you are. I knew she was nearby. I'll grab a couple of people to haul some crap in here. Leadporn has 20 construction but 3 crafting, so she's a little inept. I mean, my colonists aren't too bad for the most part. Because I have so many, it's just a matter of like who's available, who wants to go do it. Like I said, like everybody's got their priorities and stuff. Like chuck it out of that, so it's alphabetical again. Everybody's properly allocated in this colony and stuff, so I don't have to worry about like when I say go harvest something, like people are going to go harvest stuff, you know. Like people will come and get the pigs, and I'm pretty sure I had them on auto cull. Yeah, I've got them on auto cull, so I don't have to worry about that. And we should have culled off the extra animals already. I just want to check that nobody's stuck downed. No. Okay, so none of the animals are like downed. I could probably cull off a few more like the kittens, meat eaters and stuff before winter, which speaking of, I'm thinking panthers. I need to make sure they haven't reproduced. They have. So I'll just get rid of their offspring because we're not going to train their offspring at the moment. We're just culling them because we have fully trained... Oh shit, fuck, hold on, don't do that. We have fully trained panthers in the maximum capacity that we can deal with at the moment. And we're getting our food and stuff back up. So I don't want to have like a lot of extra lot of extra animals trying to get food. What is up with you and why are you hurt? You got burnt. Okay, well that would have been culling the boomerlope, which it still hasn't rained. I still need to cull a couple of them. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm fine with it. How are we going with the temperature in the tunnel? Temperature in the tunnel is 25 versus 26 versus 28. So it's not too bad. I'll get these back to shutting themselves. There we go. Let's go around. Yeah, eventually I'll go around and replace a lot of things. Like, I will get to a point where while I'm trying to wait for them to, you know, build their new armor and stuff, because the whole purpose of this location is, apart from moving closer to the landed ship quest, right? We're here and the landed ship is there. So we're not too far away, but I'm still going to have to move a couple of times. I am adjusting here to, oh, it snows during winter and we get cold snaps during spring, and trying to adapt to managing like the food management and stuff, for instance. And then on top of that, we'll need to adapt like their clothing and stuff as we keep moving. And yeah, resources and animal management, like how will I keep these fuckers alive when it snows outside for like half a year? You know, we're not going to be able to keep that many. So by the time we get to the like end location, I'll probably be using nutrient paste quite a bit and a lot of hydroponics, which previously I didn't use. But I will probably have to. I should be able to move these back over now as well. I think I had a workbench in this spot previously. I can't remember. I moved everything. I think I had a workbench in these spots, so moving them out of here, because the nutrient paste things are going to be, they're not permanent, but they're going to be